Aquarius, what's going on? Thanks so much for tuning in. Welcome to the channel. I'm Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we are looking at your energy this week. Okay, so concentric circles pops up with forgotten. So peeling back the layers, right? You might be on the Capricorn Aquarius cusp or have a lot of those corresponding signs in your chart. Taking time to be still with the conflict, something that's happening around you. All right, let's see what's the highest and best. I feel like you're in a situation that's like, it's not only causing conflict in yourself, but maybe you're perceiving someone being on the defensive or stirring drama or causing conflict, etc. There's this tension that I feel like around your energy. So, yeah, you know, like it's a little bit of pain, but it's a little bit of like resistance and kind of like, let's look. Transformation. Okay, so walking through something that has been really transformative for you. But I think we have to remember, I mean, the hardest thing about transformation is, you know, there's this awkward, like, liminal space when we're in between the old and the new. It's like the old hasn't completely left, but the new hasn't completely grounded in either. And we're dealing with both energies, and it's awkward and it's a little bit displacing. But I think that some of that tension that you might be feeling or picking up, Aquarius, you know, Spirit is really calling you to look at yourself. Because we really are the dictators of how we show up in life, our energy. It's like, look at yourself, mind, body, soul. What do you need to do to be the best version of you, you know? And that does take work. It does take effort. It does take intention, being conscious, being mindful, as well as, I think the foundation actually of all of it is our level of self-care, taking care of our mind, body, soul, you know, through routine, what we feed, how much we exercise. You know, we are in Pisces season, so the energy is really watery. I feel like this imagination is like, there might, I'm hearing it as like, be careful of some of the stuff that you're imagining. And I don't say that in shade or disrespect. I try to be honest with, I'm honest with the messages that come through. You know, but I'm hearing this as like, sometimes we can buy into that illusion, right? Like Piscean season is very watery. It's so easy to pick up feelings, thoughts, have our own stuff be triggered. But I also feel like sometimes this is about like believing the illusions, imagining the worst is what I'm hearing. Yeah, there we go. There's that confirmation. The Damien is the things that chain us, right? That bind us. It's kind of like the devil in the tarot, where the message is, be careful how much energy you put into that thing, how much that thought you think that's destructive, that's, you know, not uplifting to your heart, your mind, your body, your soul. Be careful how much you participate in that substance, how much you indulge, etc. Because those things become habits, and habits become patterns, and patterns are like very hard to break, right? And I feel like this is a hard energy for you. Scorpio and Capricorn got something very similar. So just know all of these messages come with love, with respect, the highest and best for you. I hear that this is a lot about doing some self-evaluation, and where maybe some of the fantasies, some of the things that you imagine aren't specifically true, you know? And that you do have to kind of take that look at yourself, because it's not helping. It's not helping you evolve, right? And that's when we start making those mistakes. It's not out of judgment. Okay, so the Lovers. So this, you could be dealing with love relationship, your partner. This could also be, you know, someone that you just kind of have that synergy with. Business, friendship, relationship. You're kind of still waiting to see how things pan out. I feel like I remember this energy for you in previous weeks, Aquarius. Yeah, so you're waiting. You're waiting to see how much heals, how much evolves. You are the star energy. You rule that, the star. It's about having that balance, that perfect mix between the spiritual and the physical. It also is wish fulfillment, you know, waiting to see like how everything plays out in this situation. There's that earth energy, Queen of Coins, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I also feel like this is like, she's kind of like the mama energy in my mind. You know, she's long-term stability, partnership, like we saw. And there's your Knight of Coins. You could be dealing with a child or someone who acts like a child. Ooh, you know, this is someone who just moves very slowly. Also, that earth energy can be a little bit stubborn. It's stressing you out, though. I think it's like, and I do kind of remember this from previous readings. It's like you made a decision to move forward with someone. I feel like there was some disconnect in your relationship, maybe some upheaval, etc. And I think you're not convinced on your choice, is what I'm hearing. Here's the thing, going back to the overarching energy, you know, we're all individuals, humans, we have idiosyncrasies, etc. Be careful about blaming it too much on them, because I think there's parts of yourself that need to be checked and looked at. And I think you kind of are fixating on all the stuff that they're doing wrong. I mean, if they're being an a-hole, like, that's one thing. You know what I mean? But if you can legitimately see the effort, okay, well, I don't know. Maybe they are legitimately being an a-hole. You know, because, I'm sorry, well, Seven of Swords is a little bit sneaky of an energy. Maybe your sensors are up. I feel like there is a lot of love and connection in this relationship. I feel like this person is putting off a good front. They're being balanced. They're being stable. Justice is ruled by Libra. You might be dealing with a Libra. This is also, you know, the courts, legal systems, legal contracts we have with other individuals. You're trying to see how this goes, is what I'm hearing, you know? I feel like I said, you're kind of looking at this person or situation with a very scrutinizing eye. I think in your alone time, it is stressing you out, fairly so, you know. But that kind of goes back to being really mindful of what is chaining you and binding you. People tell you who they are right off the bat, right? We just have to listen, you know. It's really taking into account, and we'll dive a little deeper into this person because they're not really showing up as, you know, positive energy. Sorry. But there's also this element of that back and forth within yourself, not really making a true decision that honors you and what you want, right? And so that's where we have to go back to looking at ourselves. How are we showing up, you know? It's not only about how you treat this person, but it's also about like what you want in life. You know, sometimes we do have to become very, very practical, remove the emotion out of it and say, you know what? I really do care about this person a lot. I do see that they're trying to heal, but I'm not really sold, you know, and they're not really showing me that, you know, I can be, is what I'm hearing. Like, I feel like there is this level of kind of, like I said, like shady energy coming from them. They're just working too hard, though, to prove it, is what I'm hearing. Okay, so they have a lot on their plate. They're juggling a lot, 2 of coins, but they're not really taking time for themselves, is what I'm hearing. You know, especially if this is a partner, you guys have family life is very busy. I feel like they're working really hard to show you, like, you know, whatever you guys have discussed, whatever the conversation was, I'll prove it to you. That's kind of how their energy is coming through. I appreciate the zealousness from them, but I think it's also that value of, like, we really have to temper those things with work and rest, activity and rest. For them, it was like their whole world was falling apart. But like I said, you know, I don't know. I feel like they're not, like I said, okay, let me just clarify. Okay, but that's the thing. I think that's where that shadiness is coming from. They're still believing, you know, whatever it is that they brought to the table. In their mind, they're right. And I feel like that's what you're picking up, Aquarius. It's like you can feel that disconnect. Maybe they're trying to put on a good face, is what I'm hearing. But neither of you are kind of taking that time to think about it. It's almost like you're so caught up in the hamster wheel. Neither of you is taking those moments to, like, step aside and, hey, like, we have a lot going on. And so it's just going to be the same cycle over and over and over again, you know? And I get it. Life is busy, especially if you have family and work and a bunch of responsibility. The problem is when we make decisions to move forward in relationships, when people need to change and adjust, if the actual intention is not put towards the healing, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 is on the clock. The rest, the meditation, the self-love and care, like really just authentically changing, then we end up repeating the same patterns over and over and over again. And that's where this person concerns me, because it's like they're trying to show you that they're worthy. I feel like they feel like they're not to you. I also see that they think you don't think they are. But it's, you know, I mean, I think that's their own stuff, right? It's their own wounding. It's their own triggering. But instead of, like, addressing the issue, they're just doing the surface work. And that's where it gets a little bit dicey. So Virgo taking time to go within. Finally, guys. Yeah, because I think it ends up putting everyone at a disadvantage, because I'm hearing it's like you go through the same cycle. So things were addressed, but not in the highest, you know, maybe they were talked about. Maybe you know, figured out a game plan, blah, blah, blah. But they're not authentically being addressed. It's just going back into the same cycle, the same habit as it was before. And then it's just going to cause more pain and heartbreak, right? And it looks like it's coming from your end, because I think you're at a point where you're like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. And I have to make this logical decision, right? But for them, I'm hearing it's like they need healing, they need balance, they need to ground themselves a little bit more. The Hermit is Virgo energy. Yeah, truth. And yeah, it's like being honest with themselves is what I'm hearing. I feel like they're not being 100% honest. And that's kind of where that Virgo comes from. Virgo rules the 6th house of health and wellness, So it's a call for them to like get healthy, or else it's going to mess with them, right? It's going to cause more problems. And maybe that's what you see, you know? But I think for you, a lot of it is about working in harmony. Don't continually point out what the other person's doing wrong, right? Set those intentions. And from that space of like honor and respect to the relationship and what it is. Because there is a desire for growth. There is a desire for healing. But then if you don't actually put the action steps behind it, either of you, it's not going to happen, right? It's just going to be like we saw with this, where'd you go? 10 of Swords, 8 of Cups energy. It's going to be the same toxic cycle and pattern over and over and over again. And then eventually someone's going to get tired of it, you know? Or it's going to become so ingrained in the dynamic that it makes it really hard to unlearn the patterns, which is not fun. I'm sure you know that, Aquarius. I'm sending you so much love and strength through the process. Hit me up if you want any support through reading, energy healing, wellness consult, etc. I love helping in whatever way possible. Definitely give a big thumbs up if it resonated. Drop comments below. I love to grow the community. Sending all the love and blessings.